Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. Here, the topic we are going to discuss on this glorious morning is on imagination opens the path. So, the topic will have a brief discussion on imagination. So, most of the time we imagine. Imagine not only in a small way, in a big way. So imagine you are flying on the sky. Imagine you are swimming in the sea. Imagine you are now in the gates of the divine. So that imagination, it is in a big way we imagine. What really happens that imagination? After you imagine something, then try to fulfill your imagination. Try to succeed in fulfilling the imagination. That is where the real thing we are going to have on the sea here. So the imagine, suppose y is equal to 2x and plus 1. What is the value? Y is equal to 2x plus 1, that is the equation. So imagine the value of x is 1, then what will be the value of y? 2x plus 1, 2 into 1, that is equal to 2 plus 1, 3. So imagine how you will imagine thus this value of y will change. Anyway, we are going to have a brief discussion on imagination. Imagination opens the path. Let us take two lines from Sri Aurobindo, then we'll go for the brief discussion in this topic from the mother. So, Mother Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully that imagination is there. Imagination, it has got a big blessing with you. So here we'll see what really this imagination is. Imagine. You are doing the great thing. Whatever you imagine, that is not to be only confined to talks. You must try to fulfill. Most of the time, actually, you will try to feel where this imagination is coming. It is from the surface, or you are going little bit deep. Anyway, mother explains, I say to you, never be dejected and discontented, but let your imagination be always hopeful and zealously plastic to the stress of the higher truth. Mother goes, you have imagined something flying in the sky, dipping in the sea. You are standing right now on the mountain top like Everest. So imagination is there. So for that, actually, don't be, never be dejected or disappointed, but let your imagination be always hopeful. It must be hopeful. It must hope something. Let your imagination, mother quotes, be hopeful and joyously plastic. Not only plastic, joyously plastic with proper joy to the stress of the higher truths, so that the latter may find you full of the necessary permissions to hold its creative light. Imagine it has been a creative aspect. If suppose you imagine in a big way, in a creative way, if you are actually without being disappointed and dejected, always you will be hopeful and hopeful of fulfilling the imagination to bring color to the imagination and joyously plastic to the stress of higher truth. What will be the result? What will be the output for the course? So that the latter may find you latter may find you the necessary permission to hold the created things. Then imagination is like a knife, mother course. Imagination is like a knife which may be used for good or evil purpose. So knife is given to you. Just imagine one knife is given to you. You can cut your vegetable. If the doctor is having a knife, he can operate. If one evil person is having a knife, he can cut anybody's head. That is possible. So for good or bad, evil purpose. If you always dwell in the idea and the feeling that you are going to be transferred, this idea of transformation, you are going to be transferred, then you will help the process in the yoga. So that imagination, you are which area, which way you are taking, means in good side or in evil side. But in the if this is the process of transformation, this will help in the process of the yoga. If on the contrary, other side, you give it to the dejection and bewail, then that you are not fit, that you are incapable of realization, then you poison your being. I am unable, I can't do it, I can't fulfill, I can't be fit for this purpose, I'm incapable of realization. Naturally, this dejection will come. Dejection will come, so you will feel that way. Uh, so you will feel that way only. So here, mother course actually, if you are in a positive mood, that will be helpful in the yoga, means in the process of transformation. If you are be wild, if you are dejected, then very difficult that I am not fit, it is not, I am incapable of realization, then it will poison your own being. So it is just an account, on account of this a very important truth that I am tirelessly insistent in telling you that let everything happen, but for heaven's sake don't get depressed. But something will happen, there is, you can't check it, because it is the flow, in the process of time, in the flow of time something can come, good will come, evil will come, but mother's sincere suggestion, for the heaven's sake don't get depressed. Depression kills, depression um, degrades, derails, don't get depressed. Live, so how can I live? Live rather in the constant hope, and constant hope must be there. Don't get depressed, don't get dejected, don't get bewildered. So what you have to do, live in the constant hope and the conviction that what we are doing will prove a success. That hope must be there. Hope is a divine virtue. I must do it, whatever may come, because on the process of time, while I am processing, I am going, something can come. In other words, let your imagination be moved by the faith in Sri Aurobindo. Have an unshakable faith in Sri Aurobindo. Don't get bewildered. Don't get hesitated. Don't get harassed. Don't get compressed. Don't get depressed, bewildered like this. So, mother quotes finally, in let your imagination be moved in your faith. That faith must be there. With this faith, your imagination must be moved in Sri Aurobindo. Again, the topic we are, whatever we have taken, that has to be discussed in a very clear cut way, clear cut manner. We'll see how imagination really opens the path. One question was put to the mother, what is the function, the use of imagination? So we imagine this then this power of imagination, it varies from person to person. Actually, somebody wants to know, that is the big question, even before us, it has been put, then what is the function and use of imagination? Mother tries to explain. If one knows how to use it, that is what. Imagining, just to imagine is not a big thing, but how to run it out, how to use it, that is the great purpose, that is the great thing you have to do. One knows how to use it, one can create oneself, his own inner and outer life. He can create his inner and outer life. Suppose you imagine you are now in Switzerland, but actually I am seated here in India. But suppose you imagine that you are in the Switzerland. One big watch showroom is there. This is actually fabricated or fetched with diamond gold. So bring one or two from them. How you can go? You can go and bargain. You can see like this. This is what imagination. But the thing is that just imagining is not enough. So what you have to do, you have to use it. Create for oneself its own inner and outer life. Stay not to, it is very difficult. It is not at all right way to stay on the surface. So you have to go deep inside. It is difficult to go deep inside for professors, but who are people like you, who have gone a big way to a considerable distance you have covered already. So you have to create for oneself, yourself, your inner and outer life. One can build his own existence and his imagination. One can build his own existence with his imagination. Imagination, you can, through this power of imagination, you can build your existence. If one knows how to use it, has a power. If you don't know how to use it, then this power what will be? You have the resources. Things are with you. It is around you. You have kept it, but you don't know how to use it. What you are going to do? I can give you one example. Suppose that vegetables are with you, rice is with you. You have got your cooker, you have got your spice and all, but thing is that you don't know how to use it. Then what is the result? What is the profit you will gain really? So thing is that in fact, mother course, if one knows how to use it, and it has a power, must know how to use it, how to maybe it is very fast round you may fail, but thing is that there is a power you can go. In fact, it is an elementary way of creating. Already quoted, already I have explained already. It is an elementary way of creating. You have to go again and again. Failures will be coming. You will be lacking the that measuring standard. That also you will lose. Till then, it is only the elementary way of creating, of forming things in the world. Very basic step, very fast step. And after the first step, you have to go second round, third round, fourth round. Like this, you will be going till the perfection is attained. Perfection is at the present scenario is next to impossible. You can't imagine perfection from anybody. But still, then we are all in the process of perfection. I have always felt that if one did not have the capacity of imagination, he would not make any progress. Make the imagination big, try to proceed. Maybe things will not be fulfilled in this arena, in this time, even in this life. But thing is that at least you will cover up to some distance. Suppose you have dreamed of a million, likely you can think of achieving up to a lakh. Maybe million also may be overcome. It is up to your efficiency, efficacy, and it is through the divine grace. All can be possible. Mukam uparoti pachalam pangulang bhaitagiri. So if there is no imagination, I don't know how to imagine. What is the goal? I don't know. Then how far can I proceed? So your imagination always goes ahead of your life. Imagination goes ahead of your life. When you think of yourself, usually you imagine what you want to be. Most of the time, we keep asking the questions to the people. What do you want to, what you want to do in your life? What is your aim? What is your object like this? So they means like something they have recited forward. I will be an engineer. I will do certain things. I will do the social service. I want to serve the divine. This is not the thing. The thing is that you must have a goal. Usually you imagine what you want to be, don't you? So and this goes ahead, then you follow, then you continue to go ahead. Most first thing is that you must fix up the goal. That is the most important thing. You have to fix up the goal first, then you have to go ahead. If fixing the you have not at all fixed the goal. Suppose you have fixed the goal but you are not proceeding, then how can you fulfill the imagination? So then it continues to go ahead and you follow. Life will continue. Life will go ahead. It will not stop. It is an unchanging. It is a continuous process. It will go. So imagination opens for you the path of realization. Realization without spiritual realization, nothing supramental realization is possible. So you must have the realization. Realization is the best thing in sadhana. It will come. Without realization, very difficult to succeed in sadhana. So it opens for you the path of realization. People who are not imaginative, other course, who are not imaginative, it is very difficult to make them move. If you are not, already it is quoted, if you don't imagine, if you are not imaginative, if you are not creative, then path stops here. Difficult to make them move. They see just what is there before their nose, just what is around me. I can see, I can shoot, I can touch whatever is reachable for me. Like this they are confined. They feel just what they are moment by moment, what they can't go forward. So moment just within their reachability, within their own within their own confines. That's what they just imagine. Nothing more, nothing more, nothing more. So they can't go forward because they are completed by the immediate thing. Immediate thing, whatever is there within their thoughts, they are confined to that only. They can't go. So for that, what we have to do, we have to imagine. Imaginative power must be elevated. You must increase your imaginative power. It is a must. And the thing is that once this is, you have imagined, you have create, you have to create, you have to go, you have to still go step by step. Otherwise, it is it has got no value. And this power of imagination, it has a good value and a great value so far this spiritual path is concerned. It has got its value. It gives a better meaning. And this path moves you towards the imagination. If there is imagination and you are walking the talk, you are using this power of imagination, then you are moving one step forward. Then actually with this use, you go forward in the sadhana and the yogic process. So you must imagine, you must you must walk the talk, you must carry it forward, so that the success will come. Anyway, it is a great topic we must be conscious of. And Bande Mataram.